Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Round two. Definitely our first time trying to record this.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Flawless.
Don't tell. They don't need to know that. You don't need to know
They
that.
don't need to know. They don't need to know that we suck.
Repeat conversation.
That's the first time that's happened.
Yeah.
Hi
How's it-
everybody. Welcome to episode 73.
Mhm.
We're gonna bitch about shots. Let's fucking
Yeah,
go.
we'll just dive right into some shots. Welcome. We're looking at some shots. I brought some shots for Detective Pikachu. Because I was just scrolling through Shot Deck and I forgot how pretty this movie looked. And how well they did all the Pokemon.
Pokemon.
A great little tidbit or a little bit of a trivia. Some of the visual effects artists, or at least the supervisors, were trying to ask the Pokemon company or whatever Game Freak. It's out there, like in interviews, for one Pokemon in particular that they had no idea how to adapt. That Pokemon was Mr. Fucking Mime.
Oh, and they did it.
They literally asked the Pokemon company, being like, "What is this thing?" And they replied, "They don't know." So they kind of, I don't know how the notes went back and forth, but the fact that its shoulders have this like rubber ball dodgeball texture to it, I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how do you, what are the shade, like Kate, you were mentioning before, how do you adapt the shaders and then like the textures to these Pokemon? Still make it believable, but somewhat realistic. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like that one
funny.
especially is like like we were saying, that they didn't just make like what a furry like fox cross bear creature for Pikachu or something more like properly like anatomically correct or something for like a live action little furry creature. They just kind of, took Pikachu and all right, he's furry and fluffy, just, stick some realistic fur and shaders on that and just go from there instead of, yeah. I think it worked because I like Charmander, or he probably would have just been like a fucking dragon. Like it's like he still looks like a dragon in this, but like maybe more lizardy. But yeah, I think they did a good job. And here's Mr. Mime.
Yeah.
Yeah, and same with Mr. Mime.
Shoulders.
Like, sure, maybe this guy doesn't look as realistic, but I mean that's also because it's Mr. Mime. I mean, he even got a little peach fuzz on his head, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, this little weirdo.
And like he's weird. He looks like remember when Spy Kids, the flute creator? I feel like his creations are just Mr. Mime.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Fit right in.
Yeah.
I still have I remember during the theater going opening weekend for that movie or for Detective Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
I remember getting like 4 or 5 packs of Pokemon cards.
Right.
And I remember we were only given one, but I remember how I managed to get more was going out of the theater, going back outside, because I think you were handed them.
Mm-hmm.
So what you would do is, by one person, is that I would go find another, not concierge, but whatever, another person that was sitting people down,
whatever.
Ask for the Pokemon cards because I said, "Oh, I didn't get any," and then so I did that twice. And I think I tried to do it a third time, but I got called out for it. But I think at the end of the movie, they had the box of Pokemon cards just like out there when people were leaving. So I managed to grab an extra 2 I managed to get an extra one. And I think one of my friends gave me one because they didn't really care.
Right.
So,
nice.
Yeah, good times. And I still have them.
I got the
sealed.
one pack I was given. Oh, really? Nice. I opened mine.
Cold so weird, like getting in disguises, going back in the line.
I just get the trench coat and this mustache. Oh yeah,
exactly. That's ridiculous.
Right,
I feel like everything that you ever get from a movie theater, I don't think I've kept any of it ever.
Yeah.
Well, like anything I do keep, it's always like 6 months later. I'm like, why the fuck do I have this? And I throw it out.
Trying to think, what do you get from the movie theaters? Like, what besides like the Pokemon movie and then like the Yu-Gi-Oh movie? It's the only thing I've ever received.
Yeah,
or like a cup or something from one of these places. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, those are
like something like that.
So many movie buckets, like back in the day when it was like an ice cream size like bucket with like the movie art on the outside. We used to have so many of those. I didn't hold on to those.
Ow! Jesus Christ! I'm being attacked.
Did you step on a tack or something?
No, he just grabbed my leg.
Okay.
My hand was in my knee, so like assault.
Yeah, boy.
My
What'd you
cat's
bring
a-
us, Colton?
What did I bring? Oh,
Yeah. Is
okay.
there-
I brought
There's a spoiler warning, right, for this?
spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. This movie, Civil
Spoilers.
War. Ugh. Okay,
We
this
said
movie
it.
came out this
There you
year. Didn't do too well at the box office, unfortunately, but I could see kind of why. At first, I'd say 2/3 of this movie are awesome. They're fundamentally solid. The characters established, like our lead, Kristen Dunst's character. The character's name Lee is Lee, but I'll just refer to them as the actors' names. Um, is great. She has all of her personal, like, for screenwriting, you're supposed to set three things at the beginning for your character: an interpersonal relationship, extrapersonal relationship, and sorry, did I say internal? It's internal, and then
Yeah,
the
you
people
got it
that
right.
she's related with, and then a third is like the overall kind of threat or I guess goal that they're supposed to be going for. And they set that in like 10 minutes in the movie. It's awesome. It's basically like just a road trip movie, and it felt very similar to like Last of Us because they have this girl who kind of stowed away and wants to also be a photographer like Kristen Dunst's character. The actress's name is Kaylee Spaney. She was also the lead in the recent Alien film. I thought she's really good. So it's overall great. And then as we progress, so this is the first photo that we see of just like, I mean, the thing is, the movie doesn't really also tell what the Civil War is about. It's just more of like immerses you in what it could be like. And I feel like that was totally fine. That was valid. It doesn't have to be like go into politics or anything. It just kind of showcases this could happen. Try to avoid it, basically. And that's also what Kristen Dunst's character is also mentioning that her photos represent. She's trying to send them as a warning, but she feel like she doesn't have any. She's not actually contributing to any change. They're just kind of like left on the wayside, which is great. It's like, okay, she wants to make change in her life. So I'm like, okay, cool. That's a great character driven story. Awesome, great. And then we progressively see them going through some shitty scenarios. This scene was fucking awesome because the subtext of this film was that, of this scene, was that these two snipers were trying to snipe or were trying to shoot against another sniper that were trying to kill them. And the dialogue was amazing because I forget the actor's name here. He also plays Nacho in Better Call Saul. Blanking on
Yeah, I
his
don't
name.
remember.
Or not Nacho. Jesus Christ. What's his name? Better Call Saul. I'm blanking on the name. But anyways, he was great because this scene was basically about who are you shooting at? Why are you shooting at them? And this guy down here, the actual sniper, is like, shut the fuck up, stop arguing or stop talking. Because
Right.
the overall scene was just like, it doesn't matter who's shooting at whose side is who. They're trying to kill us, we're trying to kill them. That's it. So I'm like,
Right.
okay, great. Awesome subtext, good scene. It builds and adds to the theme and cinematic theme and thematic statement of what the writer was trying to say in that moment. How war basically divulges into scenarios like this, where it's kill or be killed. And then we progress to like later in the scene where basically to give a little bit context, the president is just a dictator, and that's why there's a civil war. So this armed forces, they call them the WF forces, are going in basically to DC to kill him or shoot him out. So you see like the horrors of war, and then we go down here, and they broke it into the White House. This scene I thought was great because you see Kristen Dunst and Kaylee Spaney's character taking photos during the firefight, so you get these awesome moments. And I really liked how they were spliced in with the action. So it's almost like they're shooting their photos as they're shooting. So I was like, this is cool. I like this. And then we get the fucking pivotal scene here. This was immediately a star that I would take off from this movie. This was the most dramatic and cringy, cheesy moment because you saw Kaylee Spaney's character kind of get in the firefight, and literally Kirsten Dunst's character just pushes her out of the way, stands up, and gets shot. And you see the camera that Kaylee is holding is like magically takes these photos, and it's dramatic and it's slow-mo, and it just there's no real
Like motivation
catharsis
to it.
from this at all, or motivation. It's like, okay, she saves her in the end, but the whole point of Kristen Dunst's character was trying to make change, but it's like, okay, she saves the girl, but it doesn't. It was very unsatisfactory.
Yeah.
Unsatisfying.
Unsatisfying. Thank you. And then we get to this fucking scene where it's like this character, like what's his name? Let's bring him up. Sorry, it wasn't Nacho. It was Lalo. Sorry, Tony Dalton. He plays Lalo Salamanca in Better Call Saul. My bad.
Was that guy?
Yes.
I don't think it is that guy.
Is it not Tony Dalton? If it isn't, then I guess you could just everyone.
I don't think it
yell
is.
at me.
But I could be wrong too.
He was in. Oh fuck! I guess I was wrong. All right.
Colton sees one
Chris-
Hispanic person in his life. My goodness.
Shut the fuck up. All right. My bad. Who is this guy? This is gonna fucking bug me. Oh fuck me. I guess yeah, I was wrong. Okay, sorry. Wagner Moura.
Anyways.
They look whatever. Fuck me.
Yep.
Everyone could call me inconsiderate. Anyways, his character was basically trying to get an interview with the president, and they basically just assassinated him there, and showcasing how much of a coward he was, because he's like, oh, please don't shoot. But it's like, if his whole arc was trying to also make change, or at least ask for questions, I see why they did it this way, because it's just like, we have had enough. But and then it literally just cuts off then, and that's it. That's all you get. It's hard to describe unless you watch it and you go through it, because again, the 2/3 of the movie are really fucking good. And even having that Jesse Plemons scene was amazing. It just builds and builds and builds, and then you're like, okay, we're getting here, we're gonna have this crazy moment, and then it just ends with a really cheesy moment, and then this just assassination with no real payoff. It just kind of ends. So yeah, that kind of really made a sour taste in my mouth for sure. Yeah. It didn't stick to the landing, which is really unfortunate, because I loved, again, the beginning of the film, and I wish either you have Kristen Dunst's character try to maybe, because this guy's character, his name, I should probably just bring the character's fucking name. He plays Joel. Okay, Joel is like, wait, stop, we need them, or we need to talk to him or something.
Yeah.
And then she could also intervene, like, wait, yeah, don't keep him alive, because then we could let the people change and make a decision. So that's thematic for what's kind of going on in the States, where there's civil tensions, and let the people decide. So it's more of a hopeful, kind of idealistic, future and goal. And then you could have like a more whatchamacallit, what's the word? Tension between these whatever army men and women here, and that could add to more Jesus Christ, what's the fucking word? I'm blanking right now. Suspense, and then they could have arguments about that, and then you could actually have that kind of moment where there's an argument of an idealistic point of view, and then more of like a nihilist view where no, we should kill them, and then maybe she gets killed in the argument, and then that could have been the photo that was taken instead of these fucking slow motion falling down on your fucking knees. Wait, no. It's not a savior moment, but it's just kind of like it was a savior. It was a survival.
It sounds cringe. It sounds very cringe.
It just, yeah. And then that could have been the photo where it's like the photos that she was taking, she ended up as, and that could have maybe been sparked some sort of change, as opposed to just being, whatever this was.
Right.
Anyways, that's just an armchair critic fucking yapping around right now. And even right now, I'm still having trouble trying to speak out my mind of what could have been.
Check out his Letterboxd review when he has his thoughts.
I'm just honestly bitching, and I was really pissed off at the end of this. Or not even, I was disappointed.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting more, and it was a letdown, unfortunately.
Yeah. But I know when a movie does have a bad ending, or it kind of just cuts to something that's just I guess it kind of ruins the whole thing. Even if you want to watch it again, the first part was so good, like you're saying, it's but it's just gonna lead to this
conflict. That was the fucking word. Jesus Christ. So don't even talk to me. Conflict being the major fucking thing story writers and movies are all about. I forgot the word. Anyways, yeah. I also know in interviews that Alex Garland was having a lot of troubles during this filming of this production. So that could have added aspects where it's maybe the studio was trying to like have a different ending, maybe had a different idea, or maybe just didn't translate. Like maybe the writing of the script didn't translate well to the scene. But I don't know if that's a good excuse or not, because everything else was beautifully directed, but just this one pivotal scene was just kind of like, I don't know, happened. It was
Snooze.
a bit of a snooze towards the end, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
So that's my rant.
Happens
Ranting of a fucking madman. There you go.
Good rant.
Good rant.
Good rant.
Yeah.
Good movie
Very
rant.
well spoken.
Good movie rant. There you go.
Very Colton. You had you had screenwriting trivia, you had a little bit of racism, and then you came home with your good points.
Tinge of racism.
Just a tinge.
No. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many war movies you watched, but I feel like wait, were you saying the movie was good or not? I can't tell.
It was good.
It seems like you just didn't like the ending or something.
I didn't like the ending. The first 2/3 were great.
Have you ever watched like Black Hawk Down or stuff like that?
Yes, I really like it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, I think like a lot of the themes seem like not redundant, but it's like these have been done. I guess from kind of like the war is hell, follow the war stuff is like very commonly used in movies like this.
Yeah, that's Civil War. How about that? What else is going on? What else? I mentioned this last week, but I started playing the Alan Wake DLC last week. I beat it this morning. It's very good. It's very good. It's nice and it's pretty short. I think it took me 3.5 hours to play it and get all the trophies.
To get through all the DLC.
Yeah, it is
pretty. It's an extra story, but it's not crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't like a big expansion or anything. This is the second one they've done too. The first one was kind of two smaller spin-off things. I don't remember.
Like $15.
It came.
That probably means it wasn't crazy.
I think this one you had to have the digital deluxe version. It just came with it, so it was probably like $10 more than $10 or $20 more, and they got 2 expansions. So yeah, it was definitely worth it. It's definitely a good kind of bridge tease into like in between Alan Wake 2 and whatever Control 2 would be, because it's very like it's kind of like Control-y in like the Alan Wake universe, because it takes place in FBC building, Federal Bureau of Control building, but in like the Alan Wake town. It was good. It was good. Spooky.
Yeah, those games are weird. I can't figure them out.
Yeah, you should.
I know they're good, but like, they're just weird to me a little bit. Just because, oh, cat, hello, cat, meow.
You should watch
I gotta watch somebody play through it, like somebody that I really enjoy. Like if Northern Lion or somebody played through it, there's a bit of a dry humor. I would probably like enjoy it a lot. I'm sure I can find somebody. I just like get a little bit bored sitting in, because usually when I'm playing games, even games that like take all my attention, I have a video or something running in the background, right?
Right.
Like most of the time, I'm TikToked out. I feel like that's what
you always gotta have your little
TikTok.
precision jumping Minecraft video in the corner going off.
Yeah, I need that, and then I need like the subway runner.
Yeah,
part of my screen that somebody's playing. Yeah, and then a rip off to what was that? What was that game? I feel like everyone played it. I want to say Jungle Run, but that's not it.
Temple Run.
Temple Run, fucking A. Yeah, it was like the rip off. There's like the rip off Temple Run on the other side. Just like Jesus Christ, this is too much. It's bad because every time I've seen a YouTuber do that, like as a joke, right? They put that in their videos. Yeah, I always end up being like, like that's for a second. I'm just like, oh look.
If I ever like scroll through YouTube Shorts or something, and I see one of those, I instinctually I don't care what it is, I just swipe away. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna. I won't do it, because I do end up.
I don't mind when it's just audio. I don't mind when it's just
that's
audio
not bad.
of something that's like interesting, and then it's like, oh, it's something to kind of watch. But at the same time, it's like, this is making my like, this is bad. This is this is making the problem worse. Which is kind of funny to think about. But yeah, what can you do, right?
Yeah, I'm after now that I beat that, I don't know, besides Factorio that we streamed last Friday, that was so much fun. I don't know what I'm gonna play next. I think.
I mean,
actually,
we've
no,
got a long way to go in Factorio.
yeah.
We got a ways to go.
We made
We
some
got to
progress.
space.
We sure did.
We
did.
We definitely did.
There was no arguments. Everybody had fun.
There was no arguments.
It was a great stream. Actually, I take that back. I do know what I'm going to play next. I forgot I'm going on vacation, so I'll be. But by the time I get back from vacation, Dragon Age will be out, and I'm gonna play that.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah, I've only ever played.
I'm iffy on because I've heard weird stuff about it. Wait, what am I hearing about it? Why am I hearing that it's like
it's just a completely different art direction, and the gameplay looks.
Is it just that stuff?
Different. The art direction, tone, and then like the gameplay looks very different than even Inquisition. So
it's hard to tell when nerds are yelling and when nerds are yelling because there's an actual legitimate problem.
The previews of the game that have like with like people, I think people liked it.
That's good.
I think.
I thought there was a tech thing that was going on.
Too much. I don't know about the tech side of things, but yeah, I've never really played too much of. The only Dragon Age I've ever played was. What was the PS4 one? Was that Inquisition? Is that the last?
Yeah.
I played a bit. I don't know how much I played of it. Probably less than 10 hours. So, but I'm excited to give it a go. So I'll be doing that.
Yeah, I've been a long time Dragon Age fan, so I'm a little.
I know. Yeah, that's why I brought it up. Because I know.
Yeah, I'm a little apprehensive to what does going on
What
here,
don't you like about it?
Well, I mean, again, the tone, and again, they kind of streamlined the combat a bit, where I personally liked more so the top-down gameplay in Origins, and they still kind of had that in Inquisition to an extent, but here it just feels like fast-paced.
It's more action-based, kind of, right?
Instead of like RPG, which
right.
I don't know. It's we'll see.
I think I'll like that. I think I'll like that.
Yeah, and then we'll see. I guess the RPG element, because they still had that in Inquisition, where it's like the choices you made in the first and second game could roll over into the third one, and they were pretty substantial. Like they were good enough that it's like, okay, cool. I did this. Yeah, it mattered. And then with this one, I'm very curious as to what if it's a complete overhaul, because. Do you guys care about spoilers about Inquisition or no?
No, I don't.
Or
I'll probably watch.
Basically, I'll just say a companion of yours becomes the ultimate baddie at the end of the game / DLC.
Classic.
Yeah.
It was the butler.
It was the butler. Yeah. It was the butler. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see how that ties into the fourth one, because it looks like this new party roster isn't anyone in the previous game that I've seen, unless I think besides like Varric, which has been like he's been a strong character since the second game.
Okay.
And I think a lot of the characters we'll see.
I'm always a big fan of dealing with issues like this with just big time jumps.
Yeah.
Even if it is a game where it's like we want it to like what happened before to affect now, it's like just do a big time jump. Just fuck it.
Yeah.
Screw it.
We'll see what happens.
It's not worth it.
I just don't want it to, like, as games have progressed, then that's also a major complaint that I've seen with the Bethesda games, is that they kind of become a shell of their former games, because either they're trying to do so much more and then they just axe, like apparently Morrowind and even before there were like more branches of skills and magic that you could do, and then as the games progress you just lose more and more and more, even though you're trying to expand the game or make it bigger, fill it up with other things.
Right. It's kind of just getting what like was good about it is just kind of getting like stretched out and flattened, where it's just more of it, not necessarily of it's everything of the old game, and now there's more new good stuff, which I mean is hard to do too without. Yeah.
So I do know like apparently games have gotten more and more expensive to make, so it's like they're trying to have that balance of like.
But also games are making more money than ever. So.
Yeah.
Well, there's also more games than ever, so it's hard for them to make money too.
That's true.
Like games as a whole is making more, but
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll see. Either
it looks pretty though at the least outside of everything. Yeah. I do like the style of it, where it's almost fably, where it's like realistic, but like kind of like just a tinge toony.
Right.
And then just very pretty.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be the next
We'll
thing.
see how
on
the
my
combat
list.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had
I
video.
wanted to play
video.
both the previous ones, but they came out to kind of like yeah. I
The
saw
first one's
gameplay
amazing.
once, so I kind of got.
First one's amazing.
Yeah, the first
Honestly,
one. Wait, is there?
first one's-
I thought there was 3.
There's Origins, and then they have a DLC, which is also really good. And there's Dragon Age 2, it's still good. It was just kind of a letdown because it was rushed by EA. And
I
then the
think
third
2
one,
is like the one
Inquisition.
I saw, and I was like, this looks kind of interesting, but it was like
2
such a
is
letdown. I skipped.
Yeah, 2 is the okay. Yeah.
We broke Colton.
Sorry, I was handed a note.
Okay.
2 is
You
is
are
the black
gay.
sheep.
What the fuck?
Yeah. My little brother came and just gave me a note.
Oh, I hate you.
Talk about Roblox.
Talk about when is Roblox episode?
Definitely give them a try. They're fun. But Inquisition was really good. It was pretty long too. I remember at least getting like a good 60 to
You know
70
what?
hours.
I think I actually did try one.
Yeah.
I think I got like a couple hours into it, and I was like, oh, I don't care.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
You just don't like single players in general. So
That's not true. There's a lot of single player games I play. I think it's like
It is like single player story based games usually.
the story has to be like something very specific that I'm like really into, and then I'll like sit and play through it and love it. But a lot of the time it's those two stuff.
Yeah. I feel like you're like a very like it's the mix has to be just right. If it's a story thing, it's got to be something that you think's fun to play, and then maybe
And,
not
like, the
too long,
characters
but
are, like,
long enough
interesting
that
for
you
me.
feel justified for buying it. It's gotta be everything's gotta be just right for you, which is
I
fine.
mean, there's like characters like Destiny 2 for Destiny, for example. Oh my god, I'm forgetting his name.
Yes.
Yeah, the fucking cool main character. What's it? Not the main character.
Like the little orb guy, Ghost. Is that his name?
No,
I don't know
Ghost.
any of the characters' names.
Cade. Cade was like
right.
Cade was one of those characters. Like I played a lot of 2,
Say my name.
and like by 2, people start to like him. You know, and he's like a lot of a fun of a character. And then like spoilers for Destiny 2, he fucking dies, and like all of the other characters blow. So like they just kill off the one fun character that's like interesting. That's like, yeah, he's my buddy. Let's go do something crazy. You know, but it doesn't feel forced because it took so long to get him there.
Right.
And then they're just like, let's kill him off because that'll make the and everyone was super bummed about it. And there's lots of fun quests like exploring old vaults he set up and stuff. But like it was like, well, now we got to listen to the Tower Master guy, which is voiced by what's his face, who's dead. But the voice was amazing, but the character's dog shit.
Was it Nathan Fillion?
No. Oh, the Cade is Nathan. Yeah.
Okay.
But the other guy is like the tower dude. And he was voiced by the guy that plays like in John Wick, like the bellhop at the hotel, like the front desk guy.
Him.
Ian
Yeah.
Shane?
He did the
Passed away.
voice. Yeah. He passed away, but he did the voice, and the voice was great. But the character was like, "We must fight aliens."
Oh,
good job, you damn people. Like it's so
Lance
fucking
Riddick,
boring.
isn't that his name?
Lance Riddick, yeah.
That's his name.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, he's great, but yeah, the character is just like. Yeah, I mean, nothing he could do with it. It's just so he became the main character from this like fun, go crazy, let's blow up spaceship guy that everyone liked. So like there are moments in story. It just some of the times it feels like just super forced. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I told you guys. I tried to get on the Destiny train when they came out for both of them, but the timing, there's just like bad timing for both of them. Like the first one, I'm pretty sure that came out like the weekend that we started school at like together, or it was like the day of, or it was something. So I bought it and I played it like I think that weekend a bit. I was like, this is awesome, but then obviously I was just too busy with school and stuff and couldn't play with my friends at the time they were playing. So I kind of missed that one. And then the second one, I was like, I don't really know. And then my friend, Alex, this was way back when he was dating someone else, him and the girlfriend at the time, they both got it. They were getting into it. They're like, just get it. We'll play with you all the time. It'll be fun. I'm like, cool, great. And I bought it. And then like, it was like that weekend I like texted them to play and like, I didn't get a response. And it was like 2 days later, I guess they found out they broke up and like, it was like a bad thing or whatever. She kept his stuff or whatever. So he wasn't playing video games and then nobody else was playing it. I guess I'm not playing this.
Guess I'm not playing Destiny.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
So maybe Destiny 3.
I mean, the second one's kind of like a forever game. I mean, that's kind of the problem with
Yeah.
Destiny right now is the fact that it is like because they're shit at making games. What they do now is because again they're dog shit at making games. Because they can, for some reason, they can't make the game any bigger, like file size. So they just delete old stuff arbitrarily.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can't play the original game anymore. You can't play anything even remotely similar to it. And they'll get rid of like beloved areas for like something new. And it's like, what are you fucking doing? And also it's like they went independent and then they got bought again because turns out they bleed money, which is crazy considering they have like a cash shop and everything. So that game's got a lot of don't play Destiny. It's shit. Unless you're gagging for a looter shooter, and then go play Warframe. It's better.
Right.
But
Pretty fun.
yeah, I played that game. I played the game a bunch. That being said, actually, you know what? If you have a bunch of friends that are like, "Hey, you want to come raid with us in Destiny 2?" The raids are a blast. It's all like jumping around, shooting bosses, killing stuff. That's great. That's the fun part. The bad part is like, hey, you got to farm 50 different fucking weapons to do anything.
Yeah.
And the grinds are not like I've done games where it's like, okay, I got to grind out this pistol to go to events, and it like takes, like maybe like if you really try hard, maybe a weekend, like a Saturday and maybe a Sunday, like 6 hours. Like that's reasonable for like something that's like a major,
That's awful.
like that's not bad. But then in Destiny, it's like, no, this is going to be 6 weeks to get like one little thing.
The
It's
6
like,
hours
fuck.
sounded bad.
6 hours for a grind in an MMO is pretty fast. That's good. For like a major weapon that's like a major gameplay thing that enables something, it's pretty good.
Just beat a boss, give it to you.
That would be cooler. Anything that's under like 20 hours of prep a week for raiding is really good. That's that being said, Destiny is it's like almost good. It's just every now and then they start being good and they're like, let's do something dumb. Well, anyways, Destiny, right? I want that game to be better.
That's Disney for you.
Well,
And-
pick it up with Mr. Destiny.
Mr. Bunge.
Mr. Destiny.
Bunchy.
Mr. Destiny, this game is not working.
Mr. Destiny, why'd you make the game bad? Mr. Destiny.
All right.
Who's
Well,
that guy? Fuck that
that's
Why don't
That's
I
our
have my
show,
purple
folks.
weapon?
guy.
all right. Before
That
these
could be my
guys
type of Mr.
start to
Good night, everyone. Take care.
goodbye.
Sweet dreams.
Goodbye.
Destiny.